What up, y'all? It's your man, Kev Mack, and I'm back with another episode of Kev Mack Videos. Today's guest is Lil Doc Thone from Eastside 69th Street neighborhood, East Coast Crip, First Street to 190 and all that good stuff. I believe this is going to be one of the best videos you've seen on KM Videos. Doc has a strong testimony. It should reach some of you guys that turn your life over to the Lord, some of you guys that love those county jail war stories or gun them down in the middle of the street type of shit. And you can only get this content right here on KM Videos, and we'll get right into it right after this.
Kev Mack Videos, definitely official. Definitely official. Definitely official. Definitely official. Kev Mack, definitely official.
Introduce yourself, man.
Man, I'm Lil Doc, a.k.a. Lil Doc Thone, 69th Street, neighborhood, East Side neighborhood, East Coast Crip.
How did you and East Coast come about?
Well, we came out here from Sweetport, Louisiana. We moved on 74th in Wadsworth. So I started hanging with a few cats over there that was claiming 74 East Side and businessmen. I stayed over there when I was like 5, 6. Then Moms moved on 78th Street between Main and San Pedro, right in Swan Hood.
How'd you get the name, Lil Doc?
I got the name Lil Doc being from 78 Boulevard before we even turned to East Coast Crips. We all had our own numbers, but we was all East Side neighborhoods. 11H 190s was Delamos. 11H was blocks. Rest of the numbers was all East Side neighborhood Crips.
Give me a little something on 7-8.
78 Boulevards was a number 2. We was on 78 between Main and San Pedro, right in front of Fremont High School. What we did though, we stayed there for years, for about 5 years, held our block down, fighting the Swans. Now our moms moved, and a lot of us went to camp, a lot of us went to YA, a lot of us went to PN too that was older. Stinker Blue, Devil, from 74 Hoover, his brother Stinker Blue, my cousin Stormer Norman, gang of us that was over there. So we ended up turning 6'9" because we hung with 6'9s. They was the closest to us. And they came on the block. Raymond Washington, all the homies came over there. 6 Deuces too, some of them. So we ended up turning 6'9" because we was kind of real tight with them because they came a lot. We was close over there with them.
When did you meet Big Doc?
When I turned 6'9", I was in 77. Big Doc got out of YA. He got out of TS, When Big Doc got out of TS, he saw me and he was like, "What you doing down here? What's up, little homie?" So I was like, I turned 6'9". You know, we lost our block to the Swans. All our moms moved off that block. I said, I just got one cousin, one of my family, my cousins still stay over there. The rest of us gone, all our family members, our mothers, dads moved. So he was like, that's right, little homie. So he started showing me some photos of all kind of rips up in TS with him. So I was looking at the photos with him. We were squatting down. Then we started chilling every day. He started riding me around on the bike, on the handlebars. Then one day he asked me to be Lil Doc Thone. But before he asked me, he was like, why they call you Lil Still Bill? And I was like, because I steal, my name is Bill. So he started laughing and shit, you know. So then he was like, okay. I said, why they call you Doc Thone, homie? He was like, because I operate on people. So I was like, yeah, I heard. Because I heard some shit he done, you know. So I was like, okay. I was like, that's cool. He was like, you want to be Lil Doc Thone? I was like, yeah. He was like, you gonna be my Lil Doc Thone. We started pushing together.
You both of y'all got big names. What do you want people to know about Doc Thone? What's your best memory of him?
My best memory of Doc Thone was in 81 when he came from TS. Me and him had spent a lot of time together. So he had told me, he said these dudes gonna kill me, cuz. So I was like, who? He was like, the homies. He said, they gonna kill me like they killed Raymond Washington, cuz they jealous of me, cuz. And I was like, nah, cuz these niggas love you, nigga. You well respected, nigga. Everybody love you. Nigga, you run this shit. You a cool big homie. You know, come on, man. He was like, listen, little nigga. He was like, these niggas don't love me. They gonna kill me and listen to me, my nigga. He was like, now, I want you to do something. Watch my back right here today. He was like, I want you to just watch everybody looking at me while I'm talking to him. So I was just watching everybody talk to him one day. It was about 50 of us out there, all reputables that came from before we was even coasters, all the G's from every number. So I was doing what he say, looking at niggas look at him, and they was just all staring at him, niggas touching each other and shit, looking at him like, yeah, like look at him, like they couldn't stand him. And I was shocked to see all that hatred. So when he threw a meeting in Bethune School on the homie Big Bob from 7-6, Big Bob was around there doing little shit and got called out for a meeting. So back then, motherfucker kill you in a meeting. So we came up in Bethune School to kill him. Nigga wasn't playing, you know. So the homie got up in there and got saved by Crybaby Sal from 7-6. You know, so I learned then right there, because Doc called that meeting and Doc had spoke right in that meeting, and he was running everything from that meeting. He told every number, I run this shit. And I looked and watched and didn't nobody say nothing from no other numbers. So cuz I was like, there it is there. Because if a nigga had a problem with it, they would have said something then. Not to put him like he above everybody, but at the Raymond died, cuz did run that shit. And I don't like how, you know, a lot of homies that's not bringing that up. Cuz really was pushing that shit and had pull and had love and respect.
Was he running 6'9" or running the 6-pack?
He was running the whole show to where I see it, and a lot of homies know that too. And Cuz was making big calls, pushing it. And I ain't gonna take from another homie and a few other homies that had pull too. But they know, you know, that Big Doc Thone was running that shit and pushing up on every number, and he'll get at whatever G run that number. And I call it, when I see that and I witness that, that's like, nigga, you the man right there. As far as we work today as numbers, you don't have pull with all numbers. And if you do, you the man. He ran the 9. The 9 was his. That was his for sure. Just like, you know, you have the Deuces had they in, you know, Big Bug, Crazy Quake. You know, Crazy Quake is a real G homie too that was running the Deuce. And he had pull from every other number. You know, and like I see Quake do his videos, you know, he ain't really giving it to y'all raw like he was. Cuz was a cold motherfucker. He didn't play. Put in a lot of motherfucking work. Real ass nigga, you feel me? And you know, he ain't giving himself all the credit that he done, but Quake ran the Deuce. He was the man. You feel
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, Quake's a real humble dude, man. So would you consider Doc Thone a founder or first generation or what?
Yeah, Doc Thone was the first generation. He was there from the beginning. And what he done, he learned a lot from Raymond Washington. And what he learned from him, man, he took it to heart. You know, he took the squabble techniques, he took everything to heart. And he was a stand-up dude, you know, like Quake was, you know. And them dudes was really pushing this here, both of them. But you know, I just want to put it out there how Doc Thone was a real reputable homie that can go to all numbers and every G. Like Duck ran 8-9, Kelsey's the brother, both Kelsey's ran 190. You know, you had Big G Man them running 11-8, PP running the Q. You know, Quake on the Deuce. You had Ronnie Bam running 6-8. All them dudes there, Doc can go to either one of them. Too Cool ran 7-6. Doc had so much pull. Too Cool, founder of 7-6, and when they named it Shacks. Like Doc was 6, we was 6'9" Shacks before we was East Coasters. So Doc was so cool with the 7-6s, they named themselves Shack Boys too. Before we all turned East Coasters. That's the kind of pull he had, you know, with cats, you know, from the set.
Yeah, that's some good history right there. I always wondered the correlation. Doc, you ever been to 4800?
Yeah, I went in 4800. When I got to 4800, motherfuckers always trying to talk about 4800, but I'm not with all that talk they talk about 4800. All that shit, you know, you got the homie wrote from H-Ray Gangster, Monster Cody, that all that shit they talking about in there about 48, that shit, I ain't with it because I looked at 4800 always like a module where motherfuckers wasn't doing nothing but taking niggas' booty up in that motherfucker. Niggas was getting raped left to right. And I always never been a nigga that was with shit like that. Nigga, we ain't no fucking faggots. Nigga, we gang members. So what the fuck we in here trying to take a nigga booty for and all that old gay shit. So what I did was the homies from two little homies from Forum Dogs, they raped a little nigga that came up in there and it was next door to me. So the homie Flux was like, they raping the little nigga, but they supposed to been putting him on. They in there squabbling, but the little nigga beat both of them up. So they pulled out knives on the little young nigga and started raping the little nigga. While they raping the nigga, my homie Flux trustee, he had my bars with the broom late at night. So I said, you bullshitting. Flux said, you hear him? So I said, he said, you can hear him moaning. So we all got quiet. I heard the shit. That shit disgusted me hearing the little youngster over there like that. So, you know, I kind of went off about the shit and I went head in. I told the niggas next door, even though y'all from Compton, I said, when these games right, nigga, I'm busting on you niggas. Y'all got to kill me. And so the homie Gangster from Santana and Big Tweet, I forgot what Tweet was from, but he was out of Compton too. They came to my cell late at night and was like, Lil Doc, you ain't got to do that because Compton gonna handle their own business. So they got with Lil Cuz, you know what I'm saying, and dealt with it themselves. But ever since then, I looked at 4800 like all that little shit that was going on, little squabbles, like a little stabbing here and there or something. All that shit was like boo-boo to me because niggas was doing mostly trying to rape motherfuckers. You know, that didn't ever sit well with me because I was always like, if we Crips and we real niggas and we supposed to be out here doing, you know, what a Crip supposed to be doing, where the fuck is raping another man come in at? And I didn't like how motherfuckers wasn't standing up with me against that shit. It was like on the hush hush, and then mostly a lot of rips was in there giggling about the shit, talking about pointing at niggas like they raped Cuz last night, you know? So to me, that was all like punk shit. So I never looked at 4800 like a hell of a Crip march.
So they was up in there taking advantage of other dudes and taking their manhood. Was it against their own homies or against rivals?
Basically like against their own homies, you know what I'm saying? Because Crip was really, you know, on and popping and cracking, and it's the early 80s, you know what I'm saying? Because 4800 come out 83, 84, you know, because a lot of Crips was in there was from they set, and they had to went to jail called murders and everything. So here come a little dude coming in there that they didn't put on the streets, and he don't even know who he is. So they was taking advantage of the little dudes, then kick him out the mojo. You know what I'm saying? Tell him, give him a blanket, everything. Put him out on the main line.
The first time you went to 4800, who was your cellies?
When I was in 4800, I was in the cell with my homie Duck, Big Duck, rest in peace, from 89. After I got out the cell with Duck, I ended up in the cell with my little homie Lil Sheik when I came back the second time. And the second time, me and Lil Sheik and a lot of us by then, we was out there going to war with us, and Hoover's real tough.
All right, we'll get back to that war. I know people like to hear about the war, but when did you first go to the penitentiary?
I first went to the pen when I left 4800. I went to Soledad Prison in 1986. So I was in 4800, and 4800 I was in there from 1985 to 86. I left in 86 of June. I got to Soledad. When I got to Soledad, I was like, I kind of respected the fact that I went to Soledad because all the Crips was at Tracy. You know, Lala was running Tracy, all the Rips. He was up there pushing all the Rips. He had been up there. And so he was teaching them and showing all them the ropes and putting his foot down. And they was, and a Damu come up, you know, any Bloods came to Tracy was getting stabbed as soon as they got off the bus because it was 500 Crips at that motherfucker.
So Soledad was full of red rags.
Yeah, so I kind of was first. I didn't like it at first because I got up there and I've been taught and raised from like 7 years old with this cripping. So I get up there and now I'm face to face. You know, I'm on the yard at prison in Soledad. You can have many rags as you want. So the homies got me with blue rags on me, but I'm right here eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, walking to the yard, on the yard. Bloods is walking around with same many rags I got on. And we face to face and we all know each other. So I'm just like, God damn, look at this shit. It was eating me alive. Like, man, I gotta look at these Damos, these red rags, man. I had my burner, I had my gun, I'd kill them all, you know. And I'm up there walking around amongst them, you know, and then we get to talking to each other, you feel me? So we all start sharing, you know. We like, I need let me see that Cameo tape, you feel me? Because we didn't have CDs. And you know, I hear my neighbor bumping, you know. Then it wasn't no rules up there who the cell you be in when you first get there. So they put me in the cell with McAdoo from Pyru. So me and McAdoo was cellies, you know, and then I had a homie, it was a McAdoo homie, he was from Devon Lane, a dude named Fly. So he kept telling McAdoo they had hit Fly at Tracy. So he was telling McAdoo to stab me while I'm in there because they stabbed him at Tracy. So he was like, bust on that nigga up in there. But McAdoo, he was chilling with me up in there. He was way bigger than me. He could have did whatever to me. I would have stayed down, but he was in there talking to me. And I had him laughing all night long about the wars of us and Swans and Hoovers. So he in there laughing like, man, you a little wild little motherfucker. You burnt out, little dude. So we in there smoking weed, chilling all the time. So he was like, yeah, man, I don't get down like that, man. You my celly. So that kind of taught me, like, you know what I'm saying, that's why I say I respected the fact I went to Soledad. Because I kind of went back to the streets in 87 or September the 9th from Soledad. I got to the streets. I didn't no longer just go busting on anything red that I saw, you know, because I kind of was up there. I ended up being in the cell when I was at Soledad too with Border Rat, OG Border Rat from Inglewood Family. And I did that because he actually, when I first got over there to the yard, because me and McAdoo was in, it's called X-Wing. And that's when you first arrive. So when they put me on the main line, I went to the cell and my cellie was Border Rat from Inglewood Family. So all the Rips was like, man, you can't be in there. You Lil Doc. We heard about you, Lil Doc Thone. Come on, we gonna put you in the cell with this Crip homie, another Crip homie. So I didn't want nobody running me. So I was like, I'm in the cell I'm in. Nigga, you ain't just put me nowhere. I'm here. I'm tired. I just came over here. I'm just chill. I don't care where dude from. And I had picked that attitude up from McAdoo. So I had did something that was never being done in the early 80s for as a Rip in a cell with a Damu. You know, and I stood my ground. And me and Border Rat became partners up there. And we was chilling, and Rips seen us doing our thing, so Rips just started chilling with me. We started all chilling. Motherfucker was just like, man, you like that nigga, you doing your, go on, Doc, do your shit or whatever. So I stood up for mine, for what I believed in, you know. They had to kill me about it, kill me. If not, I'm gonna try to kill you, we kill each other, whatever. But I sellied up with him and stayed down with him until I left Soledad. And then when I hit the streets, I just want to tell you, so when I hit the streets, Border Rat, he was having money, so he sent his brother over to me to have some money, you know, to try to get me right. But I wasn't ready for it, so I told his little brother, I ain't ready, man. So, you know, one of his little brothers was a Border Rat, and he came met me at my house. So I kind of played the role, like, you know, he was like, Lil Doc, live in these apartments, and I was like, nah, I don't know what you talking about him. So then they was like, man, you Lil Doc? I said, yeah. So I was like, talk to him, because they came all red down in a blazer with the ragtop blazer. So I was like, nah, man, I ain't ready. I can't go with y'all. Yeah, just give me a little time. So they left. So Border Rat was calling me from Soledad, like, look, Lil Doc, you got to put all that to the side, man. It's about money. But I was still a gang member. You know, it was in my heart. Like, I can't do that part right there. So I just went to the streets because I wasn't trusting them on the streets like that. So I just end up, you know what I'm saying, I kind of stopped just running over there trying to kill anything with red because I learned from that.
So how long did you stay out before you went back?
I stayed out about 4 months and then I caught a violation, got caught, you know, went back. I went back up in there. They gave me a year violation. So I go to Donovan. And while I was at Donovan, they sent some people down from Folsom. It was all at old Folsom. So they told us, we got 2 bus loads coming, some Rips and Damus coming from old Folsom. So when the bus load came, they had Lala on the bus. And the homie, if Marcelli came down, he was Payback. He was from Payback Crip, my home Lefty. That was my nigga. We was chilling. He had the little gray hair and his little perm. Cool nigga, telling me what was right and shit, you know. I ended up moving from his cell. I went in the cell with me and Lala. You know, so me and Lala started chopping it up and kicking it, you know. That's my nigga. And we was just chopping it up. He started giving me words to do and adding words to my vocabulary. We'll do 10 words every other 7 days, you know. So I started coming out on the yard, spitting the words to everybody and all the homies from the coast, you know, in neighborhoods. So we'll just be talking. I'll throw my words around. And they was like, nigga, you getting all sharp up in there. What you doing to him, Lala? So Lala was like, nothing. That nigga just learning, you know. So they was digging how I was just getting sharper with my little vocabulary.
When you got out, did you give your number back?
Yeah, I got out and I stayed out for a few months. Then it was 88, September the 9th, because I went in 87, September the 9th. I got out September the 9th, 88. And when I got out, I was chilling, you know, for a minute to 89. And I ended up catching a beef in 89. So I go back and did 10 years and 6 months.
Is that when you spent all that time in the county jail?
Yeah, I spent all the time in the county jail was 3 years and 7 months. And I spent the majority of that up inside the Crip module. And it was 2123, and then it was 2700. When I was in 2123, we fell out with the Hoovers. So they ended up moving me down to all the coasts. They moved us all to 2700, where the 60s and 90s and 40s and Harlem's was. And they moved us down there. We got down there in that module. So both of those Crip modules, 2123 and 2700, I respect both of those modules because we wasn't having no raping and none of that going on. It was the new generation of Crips, you know what I'm saying? Like the 2nd and 3rd generations, 4th generations. Everybody was just cripping. And if it was a problem, you bring it to your enemy. It wasn't nobody even thinking about trying to rape nobody. You feel me? It was like if you had to go and get up out the module, we're gonna make you leave bloody. You feel me? But we ain't trying to do. It wasn't nothing going on for us that homosexual shit in these 2 modules. So I respect 2123 and 2700.
Can you elaborate on what was going on with East Coast and Hoovers during that time?
Yeah, when that was going on, we all was up in the modules and we was kind of thick up in there. They was thick. We had little incidents where everybody used to be woofing and talking over the tears. One day the homies come through. They wanted to take all the knives from everybody. Because they was like, if it's a problem, y'all got to just handle it and knuckle up. You know what I'm saying? So the homie Sam from 107 Hoover, that's my nigga. He come through there. My homie Blue from 76. You know what I'm saying? My boy Rat from 76. And my homie T-Bone from 76. And Hawk from 94 Hoover. All them, you know, they came walking and Huron. They came walking from Hoover. All them came with socks and bags to take your knives. I couldn't give them my knife up when they got to my cell. And I was like, fuck that. I ain't giving up my knives. This shit is like some punk. I ain't doing that. So the homies, they was like, Sam was like, talk to him, you know, Blue y'all. So my homies tried to talk to me. Blue Rat and T-Bone 7-6, and I told him I ain't giving up my knife. My homie Snake from 6 Deuce too. So Snake was like, you already know Lil Doc if he's give up his knife. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't give mine up. So the homies pushed, they just let it go. Later on, the homie Scooby come through there from 74 Hoover. So me and him, he was with the nigga that shot me on the streets. So I didn't want to let it go. They was like, you gotta leave that on the streets, Lil Doc. You know, so they didn't want, you know, they was telling me to leave that on the streets. I was like, nah, man. So I came in the module and, you know, we did our shit, us and the Hoovers, you know, and while we was getting down, Hoover for 74 Hoover, he picked up a mop ringer, you know, and it hit me one time with it, didn't hit me again with it. But when he hit my arm, it kind of fucked my arm up. So I couldn't even raise my arm to block it the second time. But I didn't respect Cuz because I was like, you pick up a mob ring on me and I'm fighting 30 Hoovers. You know what I'm saying? I got my knife, I done stabbed them, and now I'm like squabbling them all. Then I throw my knife down to the police. I tell the police, here, hold this. And I told them all, let's get down, squabbling up. And they was like, get that nigga, put the Hoover stomp on that nigga, beat him down, kill him, get him. And I stood up, bad leg and all, and squabbled all the motherfuckers. And all the rips was looking from their cells and the rips that was out for showers and everything. So to put me down, Hooran picked up a mop ringer. He hit me twice with it. He bust my head, cracked me across the head the second time because I couldn't block it. But I didn't respect Cuz because Cuz was like 240 pounds. And out of all the Hoovers, you the G homie, he picked up a mop ring on a nigga. You had me, I'm up against the wall and I'm squabbling all of y'all. And they're getting y'all like 30 deep. So why you pick up a mop ring on a little nigga like me? You know what I'm saying? So I never respected that or him for doing that. But I ain't taking nothing from Cuz. He a real nigga, he a rider. And I like rider shit because that's what I do. You know, I love that shit. So I wasn't nothing to me. I just didn't respect what he did. But I know he a real nigga, he a down nigga. But still, I didn't like, you know, come on, my nigga. You ain't got to pick up no mop ring on me when y'all 30 deep. Handle me, my nigga.
So how you get caught on the tier with that many Hoovers? What was all the other East Coast and neighborhoods at?
Because the way they ran day room, you feel me? All the Hoovers was on the bottom tier. We was on the top. But it was only 3 coasters. It was only 7 of us on the top tier. And all the bottom was full of Hoovers. But around the corner, we had a whole row of East Coasters, a whole row and another half of a row at the bottom. So when they used to run day room, we used to go in there with the Hoovers. And the first time we went in there, my little homie Stormy Norman had got down with Head from 107 Hoover. And it was only 7 of us and 30 of them then. So, you know what I'm saying? Little Stormy Norman whooped Head. So they was like, okay, they didn't like that a little bit. So it was always tension every time things arise with us at day room time because they pile us in there together. So at the incident that happened with me and the Hoover homie from 74 is when they let us out and put us in that in the day room together. That's how we ended up getting down. And it was only 7 of us, and the other 6 of the coasters was like, you know, 3 of them was like, don't do it, cuz it's too many of them. Don't do it, Doc. They gonna kill us, cuz it's 30 of them, and there ain't nothing but 7 of us. So the other 3 was like, nigga, I'm with you. Whatever you want to do. I'm neighborhood, cuz. I said, nigga, I'm going to do what I do. Win or lose. So I went in there and did my shit. And, you know, one time while I was in there doing it, and my nigga, I give it to my nigga, too. My nigga, well, I forgot his name, cuz he from Hoover, though, but cuz called me from behind and dropped me. I fell on like a push-up to the ground. So they was like, Hoover stomp that nigga. Hoover stomp him, get him. I'll jump back up like a burpee on him. And with the knife, niggas was like, look out, look out, look out. And we went back to normal program. Niggas running from that knife. I'm trying to get him, but I can't run. I got the bad leg. But I'm in there like a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, Chucky. I'm trying to get my man. So I got tired of that little shit. I couldn't catch nobody and they didn't want to bring it. So I just threw the knife down and said, nigga, let's go. Just to show them how much heart I got. You know what I'm saying? So I just threw the knife down and said, let's go. But I know a lot of Hoovers respected me from what I did and still respect me today from what I have done. It's never, this is the true story, but it's never been like I always looked at them like they busters or marks. It's just what happened.
So you mentioned getting shot, and you mentioned having a bad leg. Is that how your leg got fucked up?
No, I got shot. When I got shot, it was from, what I'm saying, an incident. What happened where the homies killed the Bebop from Swan. And they killed Bebop. Bebop little brother was my best friend. So, a lot of shit happened with us, where the Swans wanted to get back for Bebop. And Bebop little brother was my best friend from third grade till we were 16 years old. I got pictures of him in my mama photo album. Me and him together. I'm coming home for football practice because I played for Huntington Park Spartans football team. So my best friend, he ended up telling me to take him to the hood to get his brother gun because the homie saw him in the car. He got a silver tooth. He kind of light-skinned. So they used to always tell my best friend, you're going to be from Swan. I don't know why Doc fucking with you. You're going to be from Swan, nigga. So they used to try to put hands on him. You know how we used to go chest all the time. So they'll sock him up in the chest. Then he'll tell me, and I'll go down there and sock up whoever socked him up from 6'9". Because I used to tell the homies, nigga, that's my best friend. But when his brother got killed in the hood, he wrecked the car. He made my best friend get in the car and roll with him. He tried to make his brother see him getting down on the bus and on the coasters and turn him out, make him be from Swan. So he forced him, told him, get in the car, nigga, you going with me? He like, no, I ain't going with you, man. I know what you supposed to do. I ain't going. So he made his brother get in the car and go, because this what my best friend told me. So when he get killed, he wrecked the car in our hood on 71st between Pedro and Avalon. So my best friend say he seen, one of his homies that was from Swan, his brother homies, take the gun out his head while he was dead on the steering wheel. And then one of his homies grabbed a gun and took it and ran and threw it under the house. So he said my homies saw him, and then I went to the hood. My homies was like, your little best friend was in that car. We told you that nigga was going to be for Swan, and nigga was in the car while that nigga was busting at us from Swan. So I was like, yeah, I already know that's his brother that y'all killed. His brother made him get in the car. I just talked to him. So they was like, well, don't have him down here no more. A lot of G's over me, So I was kind of wilding out back then. So I told him, no problem. I said, no problem. He ain't got to come down here, So I was already we was already manifested to where we was doing so much shooting and busting as the second generation. The big homies was like, y'all little motherfuckers, they couldn't fuck with us. So we was already we had done too much already. So I wasn't accepting no telling me what to do unless you telling me with respect. So, what I did was took him down there and we went under the house and got the gun together. So it was raining. So me and him went down there and got the gun from under the house.
You talking about the Swan, you and your best friend.
Yeah. So he found the gun. When he found the gun, we under the house. He like, I got it, Lil Doc. I got it, Bill. So we come from under the house. He taking the dirt off the gun, cleaning it. I said, man, you found that motherfucker, man. I was like, damn, man, that's Eric Gun, because his brother was Eric Falls, but they call him Bebop. So I was like, damn, you got your brother gun, my nigga. So he was like, yeah. He was like, and I'm gonna get all them niggas that used to try to put hands on me. And I was like, well, get them, fuck them. I was like, do your shit, my nigga. You my best friend. I'm with you, nigga. So he turned around. He started claiming Lil Bebop, his brother name. So he started doing his thing. You feel me? And I wasn't mad at him because I was like, shit, although, and these the homies, I love the homies. So I did my part and told the homies that nigga got his brother gun. And he just try to put in work on every nigga that was putting hands on him. So I was telling my road dogs from 6'9", like, y'all better watch out, nigga. He say he go get you niggas for hitting on him all the time. And I fought each one of you niggas for hitting him all the time. So he say he go get y'all, nigga. So they was like, man, ain't worry about that nigga. Fuck that nigga. So everybody started waking up every day. About 2 months go by, niggas motherfuckers like, I seen that nigga, he bust at me. He bust at me. That nigga put a gun, he tried to get me, cuz. So I was like, yeah, I was laughing inside because me and him wasn't communicating no more. But I'm like, the boy putting in work. He trying to do his thing. So he catch my best friend and put the gun in his face. He tell Lil Cookie, you know what I'm saying? I ought to kill you, but I'm not because Lil Doc love you. Because me and Lil Cookie road dog, we best friends. Now Lil Cookie is named after Big Cookie. That's Doc Thone brother. So me and Lil Cookie was best friends already. So when I got Doc name, that just made our relationship go even harder because Lil Cookie had made the statement and said, nigga, you Lil Doc Thone and I'm Lil Cookie, nigga. We named after both our G homies and they brothers, so me and you brothers. And I was like, nigga, and you my brother. I love you like a brother. And we both Capricorn, so me and Lil Cookie just started running together tight, doing everything together. But Lil Bebop caught Lil Cookie and put the gun in his face and told him, I ought to bust on you for always, you know, hitting on me. But I ain't gonna do it because Lil Doc love you. You his dog. But tell Lil Doc don't go to that party tonight because we're gonna shoot it up, the Swans. And I don't want nothing to happen to Lil Doc. So I ended up going to the party. I begged moms, could I go to the party? You know, mom, she turned Christian, you know what I'm saying? So she was real diehard Christian. She gave her life to the Lord. She had received the Holy Spirit, caught the Holy Spirit in church, and she gave her life to the Lord. So moms was always like 4 years before moms had turned her life over to the Lord. You know, moms used to party with all my uncles and my aunties right in the house. They drinking, playing Bobby Blue Bland, BB King, you know, Isaac Hayes. They in there hanging out drinking. We didn't like it. We ain't like when she get drunk, she call us all, come here, baby, give me a kiss. And we like, we don't like you. We cry. She like, why y'all crying? Mama all right up with my own brothers and sisters. We like, we don't like seeing you drunk. She like, oh, baby, I'm just at home. So she tell us one morning she's not going to party no more. And she giving her life to the Lord. And we start making us go to church. So that was just 4 years ago. Now here I am begging her, could I go to the party? Being she had been transformed, you know, and renewed. She like, oh, I just feel something gonna happen to you. I don't want you to go. So I kept begging her to go, and my little homie Mac 9 from 6ix9ine. We just begging her. So finally, you know, she said, go ahead. She was like, go ahead. So if anything happened to you, she told Mac 9, come and tell me. So we ran around there, around the corner from my house, went to the party.